Luggage. Leah's not here today. When Aaliyah does come, she's going to have to sit at someone else's table because I've only got 6 tubs of water. Okay, hold on. I've only got 6 tubs of water and I need one over here so that my online friend can come to. Okay, so actually every table they only have 2 students there. Unique. Normally we have 3 students at some table there, but yeah, we have 10 people here today. Let me say this again. I have a particularly scary procedure after school. I'm already nervous. I already put something for anxiety. That's why I'm not doing things that the other you guys are not anxiety more, okay? Last time I had this procedure, I was told I had a 25% chance of having a heart attack within a day. Now I have a higher chance than that from the procedure. I have it immediately after school today. So let's not the teachers anxiety more, okay? Right? This is going to be a fun day for y'all. And hopefully this will end up with me not having a migraine at the end of the day. That's why I'm doing that. Because of the whole quality of life aspect, you know? They're trying to give me a better quality of life. My husband isn't very happy with doing this, but quality of life, yo. I like to have a good one. Well, I mean, it's an IV over the next 2 days. It's contraindicated. What they're doing is you're not supposed to do this IV for people who take the medicine I take or have the heart issues I have, but they've run out of other things they can do for me. So they're trying it. She already told me if they have a problem, they'll send me straight to the ER and I'll be in the heart ward. So my husband said, I have a feeling our Easter will be in the hospital. I'm like, yay, it's not. Okay, so our lesson starts off with watching a video. Now, I know our very first 2 videos in science didn't work, but all our other videos have worked. I didn't want to jinx it, so I didn't try looking up the video ahead. Hopefully this video works because that's how we start off our lesson, and you actually have a notice and wonder set of questions to do based on this video. So let's hope this video works. PhD site. What just happened there? HTTP dot PhD sci dot link 1154. Yay! Looks like it's gonna work. Yes. All right, Megan, can you see a screen that says Ocean Buoy?
No, ma'am. I see the science book.
Okay, let me do a different share screen then. If this would respond, it'd be fabulous. Okay, so if everybody would open up their science logbook to page 19. Unfortunate part about a Vimeo video is I cannot see ahead of time how long this will be. If it's a very short video, under a minute long, I'll play it more than once. If it takes 5 minutes, I'm only going to play it one time, okay? I can tell you what you're supposed to be noticing and wondering is your observations, things you see, and things you wonder, questions you have about what you're seeing in this video, okay? And the question that we're investigating starting today, let me go ahead and turn on this board for my students who are in the class with me. Our new phenomenon question is, what makes water waves appear the way they do?
Okay, so no, you're not answering it, just trying to guess your answers. That's what we're investigating. So you're looking at this video and you're trying to pull evidence, trying to pull pieces that might help you answer that question. And what we did yesterday, looking at the ripples in the water, and what we're going to be doing today in the water called wave tanks, is going to be trying to find information to help answer that question. Okay? Everybody understand? All right. I'm going to hit play. And like I said, if this is a minute or two long, I'll hit it twice so we can go through this twice. But try to come up with one or two. Well, let's try 2 notices and 2 wonders. So I just numbered my chart, Bryson. 1 and 2 on the notice side and 1 and 2 on the wonder side. That way I'm ready to go when I hit play. Okay. All right, is everybody ready?
Over here. I'm so sorry.
No. That was mine is, I don't know if you can put one on your desk or what.
I didn't put any on the desk.
No, when that. Which number are you? Okay. Oh, this is a very short one. We'll definitely be watching this more than once, since it's all of 8 seconds. Okay, so this thing right here, that's how you spell it. We can all say we notice a, I see a buoy. And the way you spell it is actually on the page. Which way is it moving? Yeah, okay, so I see a buoy moving up and down. We all see that notice, right? Okay. I'm going to hit play again. This one's so short that we can play this one multiple times. The buoy moves up and down, but which way do the waves move? Okay, so I notice the waves move. They're actually moving from right to left, aren't they? Bless you. Okay. The buoy doesn't seem to go anywhere though, does it? Even though the waves are moving, the buoy just seems to just bobble in one place, doesn't it?
There's a rope holding it to the bottom of the drain.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I think so.
I notice the buoy doesn't go anywhere. So that would be a wonder. Is the buoy tied down somehow? Like with an anchor or a rope or something, tying it down, because it's not going anywhere. And those waves were moving, weren't they? Right. I mean, those waves are definitely moving it, but it's just staying in place. Okay. Um, do you have any other wonders, any other questions about it? Yes, sir.
How is that out there?
What is it?
How is that out there?
How did the buoy get out there? How did the buoy get out there? What's that? Okay. How did Big Boat see it? Right. How do they not drive over it? Because it doesn't really have much contrast with the sky and the water, does it? How do big boats see the buoy? Okay, so I'm going to switch share mode so everybody can see what I've written on here. What is it? Yes, ma'am. Go get your piece of notebook paper and be drawing it on notebook paper, okay? You've been so patiently waiting for me. I'm sorry I didn't call on you earlier. Yes, Joanna. Can you go over there and zoom in while I try to do this real quick there? Yes. Long way. There you go. What is it? Completely?
Yeah, there's only one.
Now there's pencils. I've already borrowed out all of them. Yeah, actually more than 30. Learn out that fast. Okay. So does anybody wonder where the water waves are coming from?
Yeah, like,
Okay, so should we add that to our list of wonders?
Yeah.
Okay, where are the water waves coming from? In each one of these are called wave tanks, is 10 liters of water. In other words, 5 of these in each one of these. So if you spill them, is it going to make a mess?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, like a flood. So your Chromebooks are either in your desk or your backpack. If they're in your desk and you spill this, it's going to ruin the Chromebook. Unfortunately, this is a class that has to use their Chromebook at 9:30. Everybody's Chromebook has to be powered and on campus. That means these wave tanks have to be picked back up and put back on the counter before 9:30. But what I'm about to require you to do is going to get messy. So you need to put your Chromebook in your backpack and move your backpack away from your desk. I would suggest, guys, that you go put your backpacks up against the wall. Can't hear you right now with all the movement. Please don't bump into me. It is heavy and it's heavier than I'm supposed to be carrying, but I don't have to wait. No, I don't want to spill. There's pencils on the floor. I need to take off the floor. Now, my husband's suggestion for me, please stop with all that training drawing. My husband's suggestion for me, to save my back, is that these are gonna get moved out to the table once. And perhaps they'll get put up at lunchtime. And my goal is to only put these on the table one time and then take them up at the end of the day, because they're heavy. 10 liters of water weighs a lot. You can hide them in. Since they're short. Since they're short, you can toss them and get 3 bigger ones.
You want
Or you can toss and get 3 other
me to
ones.
do the other one for you?
No, I got it. Okay, guys, if I'm having to turn around and correct behaviors, I'm not paying attention to the water. And you notice this water is right beside my computer.
Oh.
This is where it gets scary for El Tizero. Not a real word, being sarcastic. The goal today for you guys to make waves. Your paddle, to make the waves, is this. Today is scary for your teacher.
I'm scared. Yeah, I'm scared.
If they didn't have a set to take for me, I would file with that. I have to be out of the school by 3:15, so I can be over there to get my ID. So I have to clean up everything. I'll be out of school early too. Okay, so let's prepare for our wave tank prep exploration. It says 8 minutes for preparation. This is your wave tank. Remember we said yesterday we could make better waves if we had a bigger tub, a bigger container to make the waves, yes? So you have a bigger container.
I didn't think you'd actually get to use a bigger one.
Oh yeah,
See, when I saw them big old dresses,
10 liters of water in each container. That's 5 2-liter bottles in each container. There's 6 of these.
30
That's a lot of water. That was almost an hour of prep time yesterday. Uh-huh. If any water spills, it has to be cleaned up immediately. Okay. I've got packages of brown paper towels over there. I've got my white paper towels up there that are much more absorptive, but I don't have very many of those because I have to buy those myself. See them on the front, on the chrome part. I've got some right here, back there on my green filing cabinet. I think that's it for white paper towels. Right, maybe one. See if I have another roll. I'm gonna put this here because it's centrally located. It doesn't mean still here. Got it? Same thing. I'm gonna put this here because it's centrally located. It doesn't mean still here. Clear? Right? I have paper towels. The water needs to be cleaned up immediately when and if it gets spilled. Obviously, your paddle here, it's going to get wet. This is metal. Try to keep this part out of the water. It'll rust. All right, this is the part you need to get wet. Everybody hearing me?
Yes, ma'am.
This plastic part is the part you need to use for the paddle. It's flat, it's even, and I left the plastic coating on it because you don't need to take it off anyway. All right, and this is actually what it says to use for the paddle. Okay. Okay, it says clean up any spills thoroughly and quickly. All right, so on the back of your page 19, we need to go ahead and label your table. I'm having to hold this because I don't want it to drop in my tank. You already have a table, but you need to label the parts of your table. Waves we want to make, how we made the waves, and what the waves looks like. That's how you need to label your table. Waves we want to make, how we made the waves, and what the waves looked like. Think to yourself, can you imagine Miss Daniels or Miss Ramirez handing you these components and saying, hey, let's make the tallest waves you can? No, we're not making a tsunami. Not unless it's me picking up all the buckets and dumping them on your head. April Fool's style.
What if we have superpowers and we test the one?
Yeah, no.
I want to frighten Daniel. Imagine they go all the way up to it.
Trust me, there isn't another teacher at the school that would do this.
Oh. No. That happens in first grade. What grade do we go?
Let me see what this message is. Okay, did everybody get their table labeled with these headings? Waves we want to make, how we made the waves, and what the waves looked like. Everybody have all those? Okay, so the waves that it says we should try to make. So our goal waves.
Big waves.
Please, Lord, give me patience for this class today. We're going to write it in words first. I'm going to write it and then I'll let you guys copy. I've not lost my mind. I'm copying it from this book. I think the people that came up with this, maybe they lost their minds.
If it says you have to swim in it, I swim in it.
This is bad enough.
Don't worry, wherever I'm I'm keeping going all over the news. I just love
When they take my blood pressure before they give me the medicine this afternoon, she's gonna be laughing when she sees it. Ah. Biggest wave possible. Smallest wave possible. You got to write this down. Biggest wave. Remember, it has to stay in your bucket. We're not creating this on the table or the floor. Smallest wave. Waves that are close together and waves that are far apart. These seem like admirable goals if you're at the beach and you don't mind making a mess, but in a classroom, ha ha.
You can't make waves. The waves make waves.
Huh? Well, you got about 15 inches there.
You can't make waves at the beach. The waves make themselves.
You can if you make a little.
Big board.
No, if you.
Do something.
No, if you make a little sand enclosure and let water fill it up, then you can make little waves in there.
For some reason, when
Like a little moat?
to the beach, I tried to kick down a sand castle. That was so nice.
Yeah, that's not nice. That's not nice to do at all.
Yeah, my mom said it.
Yeah, that's a typical boy thing. Ask me how I know. I'm the mom of 3 boys. My next brother-in-law has 3 boys. My next brother-in-law has 1 boy, 2 girls, but we're not ever around him very much. The next brother-in-law has 2 boys of his own and a stepson and then a daughter. Well, stepdaughter.
It was so
All of them are boys. All boys. So yeah, I know all about boys.
And then I saw another nice one that had like a sand bench.
All right, everybody have all this? Is anybody still copying? Got it, Maya? All righty. Okay, so those are your goals to work with your small groups. And I do mean very small groups in here. So within your group, you might have to turn your wave tank ever so carefully. And then obviously you have to wait for the water to calm down and stop moving so much. You're gonna have to move your paddle in such a way as to create these waves, won't you? Right? No, you're not making wind. You're gonna put your paddle in the water to create those waves, yes? Can you hear me? Let's stop the talking for a moment. To make a tall wave, you're going to have to move your paddle to create that tall wave. Please don't mess up and get water all over the place. But you're going to have to move your paddle in such a way as to make those tall waves. Okay? Work with your partners to make this happen. Okay? It has a little more pressure to it than you'd expect in a water tank. So small.
Biggest wave. They going crazy. only person that hasn't knocked something down yet.
It's amazing how much pressure there is against a little clipboard in a bowl. It's so small, right?
The bowl's done. It's a whole lot of pressure. And it's way bigger. Oh, God. I can't tell you. It was an accident. It keeps on messing up. It's better. You can see the leg better.
Yes, just like yesterday. Let's get better on the side.
Just a little bit right there. You're right. Okay, I did the biggest, you did the smallest.
It has a lot more pressure against it than you think. It's not that hot. Not just that, but it has water in the bottom. It's designed right. Now you know why I have all those bottles of water over there. It might take an hour to fill the water. Yes, 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 there is. They gave me twice as many clipboards as what I needed. And, no, 12 clipboards. I think it's because they're right. Just imagine, this is a tiny class. And you have this going to go with Kayshawn. Do you know how much fun this will be in my class of 22?
That's gonna be way We have to have like 5 minutes.
I might just want to just sit down and cry.
We have some technical difficulties.
That's the highest refraction.
How do you look at what you have? Oh, God. That was technical difficulties.
Yeah, that.
It's going so high. Oh God, we're going to do nothing that time. Oh my God.
Okay, class. Quick focus. How can you make a big wave? By putting more pressure on the paddle. That'll make a bigger wave. Like right now, Ricardo's making a taller wave because he's pushing harder. Can y'all see what he's doing? I'm gonna do that again, Ricardo. Let me get a picture. Perfect. Okay, let me stop. Let me get everybody's attention to the smart board real quick. Let me show you what I got to show you Ricardo's. I can't see through Bryson's head though. Can you guys see that?
No, not really. I can see nothing. Okay, you are doing. Oh, I see.
Okay, class. Has every group been able to make a taller wave?
No. Okay. Honestly, we already did
All right, guys. Let's drop all the loud talking. If you press with more pressure and maybe a bit slower, you can get the taller wave.
like this? Yeah, a bit slower.
Ricardo, go to table 1 and help them get the taller wave, please.
Feeling things. No, that's That's you. I've been doing it.
Okay, Bryson, sit. Okay. There's a lot of extra noise and it's contributing to the spills. If we can't do this, then we quit. You're doing a great job making your taller wave. You just did it. Look, see the tall wave? Y'all got it. Have y'all made the shorter wave yet? Okay, let's get going on the shorter wave. Stop with the arguing. And right now, you're making the shorter waves. All right, once you've made the taller wave, how can you make a shorter wave? By using less pressure with the paddle. And go slower. I don't know who ripped up all the little pieces of paper on the floor. I have a feeling it might be Kaylee, but I'm not positive. It needs to be picked up because the people in the evenings are having to do a lot of extra cleanup on our floors. That needs to be picked up. All those little bits of paper need to be picked up. Joanna, please put your chair down on all fours. She did do the little wave. She was doing the little wave. You use less pressure. Less pressure on the paddle.
Do we draw it on the third column?
We're going to go over how to draw it together as a whole group. Okay? Guys, you don't need to draw them yet. We're going to do that together. Everybody hear me?
So then we're done.
Did everybody successfully get waves that were close together?
Yes.
Okay? Try this. Each group try this. Push the paddle faster forward several times. That's gonna make the waves come close together, right? Kaylee, you're getting water outside the tub. It's going one direction. You push it one direction. Faster. So it's going faster. Yes, just like that. Just like what Skyuna's doing. Can everybody see what Skyuna's doing right now? You're pushing it faster, one direction, just forward. So she's not going back and forth. She's going one direction. She's making a bunch of waves. So they're close together. And no, it doesn't go all the way to the bottom. Shallow, 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 not all the way to the bottom. Joanna, you have your paddle all the way to the bottom. Shallow.
We've been doing the whole river.
Shallow. You barely, watch what Skyuna's doing. Look at Skyuna.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing.
Skyuna, I'm saying it wrong. Skyuna is better? Skyona. Watch what Skyona's doing. There you go, just like that. Like that, yes, that makes waves close together. Okay? Yes, like that. That gets waves close together. Okay? Now, to make waves that are far apart, you push the paddle slower and shallow again, but you just do it slowly. And that gets waves that are far apart.
Wait, do we do it back and forth?
Just one way, just like you were doing, but just one way. Oh. Okay, so here is the table. Yours you might have yours written a little bit differently, which is fine. But this is how they had theirs drawn. They said their waves were taller. Now, honestly, when I was seeing your waves, guys, this is what I saw. This is what I saw right here. I saw the clipboard like that. That's what I saw with the tall wave.
That's what I saw too.
Okay, that's what I saw with the tall wave. Is that what you guys saw?
I did.
Okay. And with that, that was push the paddle we pushed the paddle harder.
And then for the smallest wave,
And you didn't just push it harder. The paddle went to the bottom of the tank too, right?
that's what we did.
Paddle went to the bottom.
Okay, that's enough.
Of the wave tank. I think everybody has done what they needed to in the wave tank, so you're done.
I did, because I was writing it down.
Let me show you how this can go.
No.
Look. Guys, let me show you how these can go right here. This clips right on the side. I better just go ahead and move these out of the way. Second block will come in and spill them.
It's coming through the plastic. Come right here. I already did that. Let me go to the middle. No. I didn't really get
Paper towels, guys. I need each table to clean up your paper towels. Clean up your table after I pick up your wave tank. I need all that extra talking to stop that. Logan's table. I hear talking coming from there. Stop. Got water in here. Right, y'all take the one that's the most water. Don't need to yell at me. All right, everybody clean up your tables, please. All right, so what do we do to create the smallest wave?
Push lightly.
Okay, push the paddle lightly. Did you let the paddle go all the way to the bottom?
No.
Without the paddle going to the bottom. Okay, and what did the waves look like for that one? Because I didn't get a picture of those. Was it more like that? Was that more of what the low waves look like? Kind of like this, just barely a wave. Okay. Bless you. Bless you. Clipboard didn't really affect the wave any.
You know when like you push the water slightly and it like jumps up? That's how it's doing. I think one of the clipboards inside of the book. Yeah, it is.
Okay, so for the waves that were close together, push the paddle fast, right? Without letting the paddle go to the bottom. And I'm trying to think. They look really choppy. Right? Kind of remind me of choppy seas.
Some of the, I think.
What? Yes, because Trip never remembers my name. He calls me Miss Daniels. He calls me Miss Ramirez. He's called me his baseball coach. Yes.
Yeah, and trip one's called just for me.
So I've got that sign that says Vandiver. I've got that sign that says Vandiver. I got a big V over there, the big red V up there behind the Mars. V for Vandiver. Don't know how many other places I can write Vandiver to remind them of my name. Vandiver. And it says Vandiver on the door.
Yeah.
And I keep telling them I'm the only blonde on the team. Yep, Vandiver there.
You feel like baseball coach. How did you get that next
He said I look just like Thermitas, and I'm like, I'm the only blonde.
You're kind of tall.
No, we're the same height. All three are the same height.
That's me.
I'm the only blonde. We're all the same age. We're all the same height, but I'm the only blonde. Yeah.
No, we're all the same age. Are you like 30?
No, we're all the same age. All right, so waves far apart. We pushed it. How do we make the waves far apart? Push the paddle. To make the waves far apart, we push the paddle what? Yes, we pushed it slower without allowing the paddle to go to the bottom. And according to this drawing, this is just like ours right here, isn't it? But according to this drawing, our slow waves should look like that. So I'm going to draw it a little bit more like this because it was hard to see those in the tank, weren't they? So I'm going to draw this one more like their wave because that was a hard one to get.
Hard making that one little wave in the middle.
It was. With the paddle, it was. Especially since I had a bunch of excited kids getting water all over the place at that point.
Yeah. It was mostly this thing.
There isn't enough medicine to calm me down to do this through second and third block. I don't know how I'm going to make it through the next two classes. 'Cause those classes have twice as many students in them.
Oh, God.
And Kayshawn, need I say more?
I wish you luck. Good luck. Eventually.
Kayshawn sits to that island up there, if that tells you anything.
Good luck.
He never sits. He gets up and wanders all through lunch. He's up all the
So
time.
that's when I first put that there, I was like, what?
At first it was for Amaya, but Amaya sits. Kayshawn doesn't sit. Kayshawn's up all the time. All the time.
Yeah, the fact that he sits right
All the time. He's up wandering.
Well, that's weird. The classroom will be when her goes.
Today should be interesting.
I wish you luck.
Hopefully it won't be messy because I don't want anybody to fall. That's always my worry is when there's water on the floor, people can fall and I don't want people
Ow.
falling. Yes. Okay, so let's keep going with this lesson, okay? So we see that in theory, we understand how water behaves, but the reality with those little paddles, it was a lot harder to make it happen, wasn't it?
The water pressure was very high.
It was a lot worse than you thought it would be for something so small. 10 liters,
The ocean is easier.
because the salt water makes it easier to move. Okay.
What about river water?
River
Oh,
water
river
would smell
water.
bad. This at least smells good. Okay. So that phenomenon question, what makes water waves appear the way they do? When we pushed the paddle harder, the waves were taller. Perfectly fine. Okay, so they want us to, I guess, kind of go through a sentence statement thing? Let me get a piece of paper to do this, I guess. The best way to do it.
Why are most of the desk turned around? We did it yesterday. Oh.
Okay, so when we pushed the paddle, you're not, harder, the waves were taller. Okay, so they want you to understand cause and effect. So the cause in this statement is what?
We pushed the paddle hard.
Okay, so cause is push the paddle harder. And what is the effect of that?
The waves were taller.
Waves are taller.
Ooh, that's a cute one.
All right. So our next one. Big waves happened when we pushed with more force. Force or pressure, same thing. Okay, so what was the cause?
When we put.
So we pushed with more force, that's the cause. So what's the effect?
Big waves happened.
Big waves. Good job.
The wind is the
We made little waves when we pushed the paddle faster and more often. So what's the cause?
We pushed it paddle faster, more often.
We push the paddle faster more often. So what's the little waves? Okay, you guys are doing great. Gentle pushes made smaller waves. What is the cause? You guys are great at this. Smaller waves. Great job. Okay. Um, 76 through 77. No, made. Okay, the water, the paddle, and you guys, because your arms are what was pushing the paddle, represent a system of interacting parts. By using the paddle to make waves, you cause the system to change in different ways. Looking at these headings to your table show a cause, the action, and the effect, the result of the action, that describe how the components of the system interact. Okay, so let's write cause right here and effect. Okay, does that make sense, guys? And we actually finished our lesson a little bit early. So let's go ahead and pull out our Chromebooks. You can get your backpacks.
That reminds me, my little brother has ADHD and he's blind in one eye. If he starts walking around, he's probably gonna trip over everything.
He does trip. Get your stuff, go to your seat, okay? Can you not move the desks all around? Because remember, I need to be able to just move the wave tanks straight to a desk, and if the desks are not even, I might accidentally put the wave tank on a desk and it fall right between the desks because the desks aren't matched up.
So is that all the lessons for today?
That's what I already said. We finished it early. That's what that meant. So I need you guys to get on Zern. And let me see your notebooks. Awesomeness. Awesomeness. Log in through ClassLink into Zern. Pull up your chair. Just like yesterday, because we did a lab yesterday, you did a lab grade, you did your logbook grade, 2 separate grades. Where's your lab book? Return it back over here when you're all done. Okay. Okay, you guys may work on your Zern. Any work you have from Ms. Bermudez, make sure this is one of the approved sites, because you don't this week, because we've had so much testing to make up and such. Oh, I know some of you guys still had some of your Illuminate to do. I'm gonna pass out Illuminate. If any of you have Illuminate to finish, do that. You can go on Illuminate and finish that. That's one of the approved sites you can be on right now. Go ahead and get on it right now. Everybody needs to be on Zern or Canvas or Illuminate. Okay.
Bye.
Goodbye. Send me pictures. Okay.
Bye, Jackson.